We have sandpaper of various grits. Okay, we have some grits. The higher number on the back, see the 100 there, 100 is the particles per inch. So the 80 is coarser than the 100, and like a 40 would be coarser than the 80. So the higher the number, the smaller the particles with this type of alumina oxide paper. So you can use it with, by hand, like that. And you can even use little bits of, small bits of wood even to kind of wrap around and hold on to it and kind of do things like that. Or even, sometimes I'll even wrap it around a pencil to get into tight little areas if I needed to. Or other kind of pieces of wood. I could have a wood piece that's shaped the way I need this, and I could follow a contour with it. But we can also use, we do have some of these like store-bought, or maybe a block that has little teeth in there that you can tear the paper and kind of shove it in there and push against it. So have the finish sander. It doesn't, you want your safety glasses on, you want a dust mask with this. So the sander is oscillating and sanding the piece of wood. Also, it makes a lot of noise. You want ear protection. Trying to do stuff like that with it. Sand it, takes up a fine powder. The vibration isn't good for you over time. Anything that's vibrating your hands a lot, you want to take breaks with. But make sure it's unplugged. You can change the paper by releasing. This one's a little bit more complicated than some that I've seen. Got number 2 on here. I can push that up, and it opens up that. You can slide that out. Then I'm going to push on number 1 here, or you could reverse that. So same to put a paper in. There. Pushing this in, that lifts, the little black part lifts up, clamps down on that. Slide the paper in there. Push this down and lock it. Some sanding papers have different setups, but this one, that's how it works. And we could punch holes in it. I don't know where that thing went to, but so it sucks some of the dust up in there. Now, at some point I might have mentioned sandpaper without explaining what sandpaper was. Or I should say abrasive paper. This is alumina oxide paper, so it's not actually sand off of a beach or anything like that. So the 220 is finer. And like I said, 120 is a nice in between. You wouldn't go from 80 to 220 usually. You would go from 80 to 120, then to 220. Or with the wood, you might just leave it at 120 for what we're doing if you're going to paint it. Good thing to have your dust mask on when you're making stuff. Let's show you this one. This is a belt sander, a handheld belt sander. You don't want to let these have more power than the little finish sander, so you don't want to let them get away from you. So you want to hold on to it. It's going to want to walk forward on you. I would kind of move this, but also if I didn't have that there, I pull this trigger, that piece of wood's going that way. But I'm just going to go. Fairly aggressively sanded down fairly quickly. Again, don't torque up, don't pull the end of the cord too tight when you put it away. Mainly my demonstrations are how to put things away. Not nearly as aggressive, but you can start to take away some of those marks, and you'll see, that first one, I would have to spend a lot of time hand sanding here, and I might want to use a coarser sandpaper. There's a lot of, as you can see in the video, there's still a lot of marks from that first one. So trying to get rid of that is a process of really starting with a coarser sandpaper and working your way to a finer sandpaper.